Well, we're going to do a quick update. Got something that I didn't expect to get. I'm pretty excited about this. And here it is. I've been looking and thinking about doing an upgrade and research this a little bit. Let's flip it around and take a look. It's the Pulsar performance module. I had been looking at the Banks Derringer. What did it get? 60 horse or something, and I don't know, I just didn't, you know, when you install it, it's a little bit, if you need to take your truck in for warranty work, it's a little bit harder to install. They can kind of tell what's been in there. This one, supposedly, it's just, you know, you can kind of see what it is here. I'll open it here in a second, but it's a plug on top, so it just, you know, sets on top of what you have, and just, you could just simply unplug it. It controls all through your dash, or sorry, through your steering wheel. And I read a ton of reviews, watched a bunch of videos, and I was just like, you know what, let's give it a shot. I think this was 850 bucks, 900 bucks. I think it was 900 bucks. I did a $30 shipping on it. Let's go ahead and open it. Let's see if we can open it right here. I don't have a stand, otherwise I would, maybe I'll edit this down. Here, let's knife it open. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got here. Check it slides out. Forgive me for that terrible camera work. Alright, let's check this out. There we go. That's it. Right there. So it's just pretty simple mounting. Pretty straightforward. I don't think we're gonna have many questions with this. You know, just plugs on top of what you got, and then you just plug right back into it. Obviously this is some kind of module we need to set up and plug into something else. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and install this, and then I'll add on to this video, and we'll do kind of a reaction. Maybe I'll set my camera up in my dash. We'll do a reaction where we drive with it how it is, and then we'll ramp this up to 5, straight to 5, and I think it's 100 more horse. So we'll do a reaction with that, and we'll come back. All right, see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I got it installed. I'm going to talk about all the upsides of this in a minute. But right now we're just doing a test. There's 5 different levels on the Pulsar of power levels. I have it set to stock, and we're gonna just kind of, I'm gonna give you my reaction. It should be no different than, you know, stock setting on the truck. I'm just gonna gas it. Okay, it feels like stock. I'm trying to get around traffic here. It was pretty easy to install. It took me about half an hour. I just want to get up here to somewhere where I can really goose it. And I'll probably chop some of this out just to save video time. But everything's running right. There's a lot of advantages to this Pulsar. It's fantastic, which is why I bought it. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I was thinking about the Banks Derringer when I initially started upgrading my truck. I didn't want to void the warranty because it'd be harder to uninstall. This is literally just plugs on your ECU, plugs directly in, so you just unplug all the plugs, and then you plug this in on top, and then you just re-plug everything in, and then you just program everything. You can change all the settings through your steering wheel. It comes with a guide right here that shows you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. I thought it was going to be complicated. It's so nice because, as you know, my truck's lifted. I have 37s. Stock tires are what, 33s, and my speedometer's been off ever since I've owned this. So for like 3 years, 3.5 years, my speedometer's always been off. Or sorry, 4 years, 4.5 years. And so I've never known the actual speed that I'm going. I've always just kind of guesstimated. And this Pulsar gives you the option of changing whether you've changed your axle gear ratio, your tire size, everything. In fact, also, another thing is when you get these trucks, initially, there's a transmission learning curve when you first get them and you're starting to break them in. And it learns, you know, everything about your truck, how you drive, whatever. And then it just kind of goes by that. I don't know if, I can't say specifically that the truck relearns later, like when you lift it. I can't say that it does. But anyway, with this Pulsar, you can, there's an area in the program, in one of the programs, where you can reset the transmission learning on the truck. So I've done that already. So now my transmission's currently in relearning mode. So it's relearning my truck with the bigger tires, with the 37s, with the added power. Yeah, anyway, so I'm finally to an area where I can up the power and see what this does. So I'm probably going to do a couple of quick runs here. I may chop this video up just so it's not super repetitive and just me babbling for no reason. Maybe you guys like that. I doubt it. I can't stand that when I see that on videos. But we're going to turn around that first launch. I've been driving it just a little bit since I've had this programmed in. It feels, you know, nothing's different, but I do have it on 0. And now what I'm going to do, what you need to do is you need to have your cruise control off, and literally all you do by selecting the power levels is, my cruise control's off. You just use the plus minus that you would normally use on your cruise control, and you can see, I wish I could show it on video, you can see your speedometer going up. It'll go all the way up to 5, or 50 miles an hour is 5, 40 miles an hour is 4, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So I've just now cranked it up to the 5th setting. So this is about 100 horsepower. And I'm just going to give you my initial reaction. I have not tested this. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to find out right now. And I just wanted to do this on video because I figured that'd be kind of fun. I'm kind of curious, so I'm just going to dump it. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Okay. I just had 2 old people waving at me to slow down. That tells you enough right there. Oh. Let's get out on the highway and redo that. Now, I don't have my traction control turned off. But I still spun a little bit there, and then of course the traction control, I'm going to go ahead and kick the traction control off now, and then we'll do it again. But now we're hopping on the highway. This was kind of like a 45 mile an hour zone, so I couldn't really go that fast, but that was quite a bit more pull. We might have to wait a couple seconds here for some traffic to clear out. Out here a little bit. Let's. Ooh, shit. Oh my god. Okay. That's significant right there. I have not. Okay, normally with, at least how I have it set up, with 37s on here, if I turn the traction control off and I floor it, it might, if I'm going sideways, it might burn out just a little bit, you know, maybe, but then it catches again really quick. And it's not, unless it's wet out. If it's wet, obviously I could, you know, get it to cut loose and burn for a while. But it's completely dry right now and it's a nice day. That just cut loose like that, and I was doing a little fishtail there, and I wasn't fully into it out of the gate because I had to kind of do a turn. I really want to get kind of like a straight stretch, but unfortunately that area back there, probably not the best place to do it, especially since it was 45 miles an hour. So I'm going to do one more flip around here because I'm on the highway here, so it's a lot easier to. There's a coffee stand up here I'm just going to pull around at. Now we're going to do that one more time. Again, I have the traction control off. I just want to get a full idea of the power. And the transmission hasn't fully learned yet. I literally reprogrammed it last night, so it's still in the learning process. But we'll flip around. We'll get one more reaction, but hopefully my reactions are very genuine on here, and that's why I wanted to do this, just to kind of give you an idea of hopefully how you also feel if you decide to do this. It was one of those late night things where I was just doing some random research on upgrades because I really wanted to. Oh, there's a cop right there too. That's probably not a good idea, but anyway, we'll wait till he gets back in his car maybe. Okay, sorry. There was a cop right there, so I just waiting for him to finish up his business. We're gonna give this one more go. We're gonna creep out on the highway a little bit, get a little rolling start. Oh man. Woo. Okay, so I didn't lay into that fully because I was on a little bit of gravel and there was just not the greatest spot. This thing has way more pull, way more power. Now I can burn the tires out by just flooring it. You couldn't do that before. I'd have to go sideways. Now I can go straight on and it'll just start to burn them immediately with full gas. Plus I can feel the transmission still trying to learn. So that's throwing this off just a little bit, and I know that, but I just wanted to give that initial genuine reaction to the added 5-level horsepower. I'm really happy. I say that for sure. This is, it's worth it to me, no matter what, because it. I mean, I needed to change my speedometer. I needed to adjust my speedometer, and I just couldn't do that. Also, I'm at 52,000 miles. I still have a 100,000 mile warranty on my drivetrain. I think it's good for 6 years or 100,000 miles. So I still want to preserve that because they do still do work on my truck regardless, at least before I added this, but regardless of the lift and stuff, as long as it's not lift related, which I understand. But engine work, if anything's ever needed to be done, like I melted a glow plug due to a bolt that backed out and apparently loosened up and then it melted it. They still did that work regardless of the lift because the lift technically doesn't have anything to do with the engine or something like that. So the nice part about this Pulsar is that I can just literally take 20-30 minutes, unbolt it back off my ECU. It doesn't leave any trace that it was on there, which is what I wanted, and then you can just plug everything back in, you know, take it in, and they won't, you know, from what I've been told, there won't be any trace, or anyone knows the better that it was on there, and your warranty should still be good. And that's the whole point of me never wanting to, you know, go through the full delete. I mean, besides the fact that it's, you know, $5-6 grand, whatever it is, as much as I'd love to do that and get rid of the def tank, which I really want to do so I can get some amp steps on here, especially now that it's taller. It's a step. This is that compromise for me. So for 900 bucks, I think it was, I paid $920 or $930 with shipping because I 2-dayed it over. But they do offer free shipping. I got this from the Duramax store. I'll leave a link below this video, and I am happy. This is the power. I guess it feels a lot more like when this was stock with the smaller tires, but now it feels that way with maybe a little bit more power, but with 37s, if that makes sense to you. So if you want to feel the power of how this was when it was stock, only with bigger tires or lift, or I can't even imagine a stock truck with this Pulsar on it, like how much power that would be and how wild that would be. So yeah, this is nuts. We're gonna have one more shot here. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, it's got a lot more power. try and get around this guy, I guess. My bad. This thing is fast. It's a lot faster now. It's a lot more responsive. Just that little, I needed to get around somebody there. Just that little, you know, 3/4 pedal. Yeah, this is cool. This, I don't know how this isn't worth the money. I'll do a backup video to this, you know, after driving around with this for a couple months. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on the 5th setting, which from what I read is supposed to be somewhere around 100 horsepower. And what was the torque? It's like 200 torque more, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's in that range. Huge difference, and I'm happy. Definitely. Is it worth the money? Is definitely, especially not just because of the power, but like I said, with being able to change, you know, if you change your gears, if you change your tires, relearning the transmission, and then there's a few other things on here, probably not that I'm ever going to use, but yeah, that's it. Just like I said, wanted to give my reaction on video to this thing, and then maybe I'll go into more detail after I've been driving it for a month or so with this on here. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Stoked about it. I'll leave all the links below that help you out. You know, you can probably get this anywhere. I did go to a few places and they were out of stock. It was like a month out, but D-Max store did have it, so that's why I ordered through there. And it's nice to have the right speed now, so I know what I'm doing. I knew I was going too fast before by a lot, and yeah, now I have an accurate idea, which is fantastic. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if any of you have the Pulsar and your thoughts on the Pulsar. Go ahead and, you know, leave those thoughts and comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Take care.